And we're here with a very special guest. I'm pleased to have here with me one of New Jersey's successful artists in the industry. He's been doing lots of great work. We're here with hip hop artist Mike Hardy.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you for having me here. For real, for real. Much love to you, man. I just been working, man, nonstop, bro. Every day, nonstop. But I'm blessed to, be able to work and do something I love. So I would say I'm doing good.
Now let's talk about this year. You released a new single, Outside. Let's talk about your newest single out right now.
That song, it was just inspired by in the world. Outside slowly started to open back up again out here. And people are back out, going to the clubs, going to all these festivities. I had to create a song to get the vibe back because it's been tough, being in the house every day. So I was like, yeah, we need a new, some fresh new music to relate to out here, what's going on in the world. I made a nice record, highly favored for the ladies, to something they could get ready to and while they about to go out to the club and have a great time with their friends, So definitely one of my favorite records that I just released for sure.
Let's kind of go back a little bit on your career. Like I said, you were having quite the success in the music industry. April of 2014, You Matter Now. I know it hit it big on Vivo for sure, over 1 million views.
That's definitely one of my worst songs. I don't really like talking about. It was a song like in my teenage years where it was a popular phrase. I was like, well, I'm gonna make a song just using that phrase because I've heard it so many. It really coined from the artist Speaker Knockers, rest in peace, Speaker Knockers, not expecting to get so much feedback off of it. I was like, wow, this song really blew up out the water. And it was really blown up out the water because so many people was talking shit. So it was like a give or take because the more people that was talking about it, the more money they put in my pocket. So it was just like, take it with a grain of salt. You got to have a thick skin when it comes to this. Everybody's going to have their opinion about your music and whatnot. So if you built for it and you're built for criticism and still be able to perform, you're gonna make it in this business pretty much. It was crazy to see that my video without no label, without anybody pushing me, do 1 million views. It was just like, what? It opened my eyes to believe like anything is possible when it comes to this internet. Like the internet can make or break you sometimes. So it made me believe that if I actually did take something serious with my music and make real songs and really put my all into it, that I could possibly be an artist, that I want to be of the decade. So it pretty much jump started my career into taking things serious and start going forward with music and giving my all to it for sure.
And then in January 2015, you released another hit single that pretty much kind of went worldwide, of course, as well. Shotgun Shawty.
That's definitely always going to be my top 5 song, man. Shotgun Shorty is just such a special song. Like, I remember it like it was yesterday, writing it in my bedroom. No, at my grandma's house. When I heard the beat, it was just like, dang, I need to come up with something that's going to be catchy, come up with something that I can give the females a name, a new name. Like, because back then around that time in Jersey, we had an artist named Fetty Wap. He had Trap Queen. So I was like, well, I want a song to give females a name too. And, Shotgun Shorty came around because it was like I was in the car, my shorty was always in the passenger riding shotgun. So it made sense, like, yeah, Shotgun Shorty, that's the wave. And then it was like once I made the song, I was like, how can I get it popping? So I was just like, at that time, Vine was a big deal. So I was making vines with my girl and everything. And all we was doing at that park, do 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 do, we was just, what I mean, put the little shooting up and everything. And then the rest was history. I don't know how, but it caught fire everywhere. Like they'll do something and they'll just be like, do 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 do. And that was just like the thing. So Shotgun Shorty was one of my most successful. And I hope to get a plaque for that one day, because it's definitely a very meaningful song to me. And it was just one of those songs that helped get my name out there to the world, so it's crazy, very crazy.
So knowing that you've been having a lot of success in your career, what is something that you wish you would have known when you first started out in your career?
Being signed to a label is not what it seems. Back then, I used to think it was everything. Like to make it, you needed to be signed. To be successful, you needed to be signed. To be rich, you needed to be signed. To be somebody, period, you needed to be signed. And times has changed so much, you didn't need to be signed to be somebody. You needed to believe in yourself. You needed to stay consistent, and you needed to fall through with the plan and then believe that everything was going to work itself out. Like the journey is literally everything, you know? So it was like, I was always trying to get signed with these people. And I was always, you know, trying to sound like other artists because these are the artists that get signed. And it made me end up losing myself in what I wanted to stand for as an artist. So I wish I knew that back then, because I think my transition, like, you know, would have been even like, it would have been more impactful from the jump. Wasn't me. I was too busy trying to fit in what everybody else was doing because they were signed and that's what was working. But I should have had my own plan and activated that and followed my own footsteps in my own path and just built from there. But hey, better late than never, I say. So I found myself now, and I'm going to continue to do what I do and push forward, you know, and build my empire.
Now, if your career wasn't in music, what do you think your career would have been?
I don't even know. It would have been nothing. Like I probably would have been a comedian or something, or I don't even know. Like I'm funny too. You know, I tell a lot of jokes, man. I might have been a comedian or I don't know, something in the entertainment business for sure. But I don't know. I have no idea. I'd have been working like regular, you know, for the rest of my life. Probably would have been miserable if I didn't have music, but I have no idea what I'd have been doing. I don't even want to think about that. That's scary. It's a nightmare. I probably would have just been, I don't even know. Like I keep kind of thinking of something I don't even know. Next question.
What has been the key to your success and as far as your inspirations?
Staying determined and having the thought, like this little thought in my head, like, what if everything worked out as planned, worked out as you visioned? It's stuff like that that sticks in my brain. Yeah, you're right. What if like this does work out and play out how I see it? Because the way I see it, everything soon is going to come into fruition. Everything I've been working for, everything that I've been building is finally going to be built. And I'm going to be able to be the guy that I always wanted to be, which is the guy in the family to bring the wealth in. It's stuff like that that keep me going. Like, you know, for my family to help them and my friends and to push everybody that's around me, you know, so I could be the guy responsible to help those around me be what they want to be in life, you know. So I'm willing to carry that, you know, that weight on my shoulder to help me keep going. So there is no stopping for me, no matter what. Like if I have to do this till I'm 40, then so be it. You know what I mean? But I have a lot of weight on my shoulders that I put on myself. That's just what it is, you know, the team leader. Number one would be Drake, of course. I get that comparison a lot. Drake, yeah, man, he's been one of my biggest inspirations since I was a youngin'. Like when he came in the game, always like that whole melodic vibe and that R&B hip hop, that kind of half singing and rapping. It stuck with me, and it pretty much how I made my music ever since then. I would have to say Russ, because he's independent and he's somebody that like really got it out the mud with like putting music out on the regular, building his fan base and selling out shows and not selling his soul pretty much. So it's like with those two in my corner, it was like I pretty much can't go wrong because I feel as though I got two great mentors to follow in this music industry. Of course, there's a couple others, but those were my main two that are my biggest inspiration that I always be tapping in with and following and just try to, you know, make sure I'm out here making the right move at all times.
Which leads into my next question. You've got production credits. Let's talk about old days. That story, of course, is a great one. It was produced by you. And I know that you've been trying to reach out to Russ for 3 to 4 years. And he finally latched onto it. Obviously became a big hit for Russ. Also became a big hit for you as well on the production side.
I didn't know what the song was gonna be. That was all him on his side. Like I didn't know what he was gonna call it. I didn't know what it was gonna be about. But I did know like it was his vibe. Till this day, I'm still grateful for him even giving me the chance, and open that door for me because, you don't get a lot of artists like that actually pays attention to the people that's down there. It was just amazing to see somebody that I idolize and look up to. And it was just like, wow, I get to work with somebody that's like that was on my bucket list to work with so soon. Like I never expected it. So like when we made that song, when he did that song, it was just like, he made a song too like that kind of, I can relate to too. So it was like a meaningful song. So it was like it was perfect for me, because I didn't know how he was going to go about the song, but it was like, yo, this song I can actually relate to too. Like which a lot of his music is very personal to him and everything. So I'm glad he kept it that way because then that's a song that's always going to be in one of his favorites because it's something personal. It wasn't something that he just put together for, just for people to hear. It was something that he was going through or either how he feels. So I'm glad we made that. And that's another plaque I can't wait to come in the mail one day, so I could put up in my bedroom because this is another song, another beat that I made here. Special moment. I might cry.
As far as your future goals or future projects that we should be looking out for, what would you say that would be?
As far as right now, like I've been super focused on self production. Like my past 8 to 10 songs has been produced by me, has been written by me, has been recorded by me, and mixed and mastered by me. So everything has been by me, and I've been trying to keep it that way since then. Like if you go back into all the songs that I previously dropped, Outside, Nights Like This, and then my recent song, How I Feel, Dangerous, you go back, you look in the credits, they're all by me. I've been cracking down on just getting my sound together, making songs that I like, putting it out to the world. And the world has been very receptive. Like it's one thing to make songs that people like, then it's another thing to make songs that you made completely by yourself and then you see the world react to it. Like you got people in Hawaii that love this song. It's like, how the hell did the song in New Jersey in my bedroom reach you all the way out there? Like, it's just like, what? It's just like, it hits different, man. It hits different every time. I always get somebody messaging me every day, either on Twitter or Instagram, like, yo, I love this song. I'm in UK or I'm in Amsterdam or I'm in Greece listening to this. Like, what? Do you know I made that in my room? And that brings me back to the point again, the power of the internet, man. Power of the internet. I'm just going to keep doing that, keep up with that pace, keep releasing music as often as I could, whether if it's every week or every other week. I want to keep putting out music and just keep putting out music and using TikTok and any other platforms to promote and just keep building a fan base. And what I really been working on is creating more music that's kind of like true to myself and getting more personal as well. Let the fans know, more of who I am and what I go through as well.
When you talk about your enjoyment of music, what would you say that is? And as far as like the beat or the lyrics, what would you say is more important? Because I know you dabbled in both.
Most important to me would be the melody. The melody is what always helps me get in tune of what the song is about to be about or what is, pretty much like the structure about to be, like what's this song is about to really, say to you. Because I always say like, call me crazy, but the music speaks to me. It tells me what the song should be about or what I should say. So like, if you go back and listen to the melody of Shotgun and Shawty and you listen to, I don't know what instrument was being played, but if you listen to the melody, it was like da 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 da. So when I hear that, it made me just flow with it. Like, all I need is time for me. That one to ride with. So when I say speak to me, it tells me, Mike, you should be saying this along this line. So the melody is always to me key to how I'm about to structure this song. And I know I have to have the best hook because at any Mike Hardy show, if I'm going to perform and you do not know who I am, by the end of the night, you're going to know the fucking hook of this song. It's going to be stuck in your head to have the hook as the most important part of the song. And the verse, it'll be clever, it'll be good. But as long as you got the hook, nothing else really matters to me. You can sing the hook with me during a concert show, whatever. We're good. I don't care if you don't know my verse. When the hook come back in, let's all sing along once again. That is always the most important part of it. The melody, then it's the hook, and then it's just the sound all together. The sound all together has to be right. Whether I'm singing or rapping, it got to be sweet to the ear. You know, it got to be sweet to the ear that make you want to stick around and listen. Nothing crazy. It got to be soft to the ear, doing what you're doing while listening to it. That's really my plan right there when it comes to the music breakdown.
And in your career, who would you say that you're mostly thankful for? And as far as your legacy, what would you want your legacy to be?
I'm thankful for my family, definitely my girlfriend for holding it down. There's been times where I needed either money for studio equipment or to go to the studio or video shoot, need to get to a show. And she's been looking out for me. As far as my legacy, I just want to leave behind, when people look back, I want them to be like, yo, this dude, Mike, he was the truth. No matter what people say, he did everything down there himself and 100% believe in himself and really push for something. I've accomplished a lot for somebody that don't have nobody in his corner or backing him. It don't just stop with working with Russ. You go back into my history. I've performed at Rolling Loud. I opened up at Hot 97, Who's Next Stage. I opened up for A Boogie. I opened up for Young and May. I opened up for Joe Budden. Headlined my own show before in Jersey. Got noticed by Cardi B because of a freestyle video. A lot of these things, all these things are done just from me applying myself every day. Because if you don't, who's going to be able to tell you yo, if you was to do this today, you would have made it. If you would have kept going, you would have made it. I don't want to live by the what if. So I want people to understand this is something you got to do every day. And when you do something every day, it only gets you that closer to where you want to be. But that moment you give up could have been that moment that you make it, but you will never know if you give up. I want people to understand this is a job. This is a real job, believe it or not. It's just that it requires more hours being put in because it's a tough industry to crack, but it's worth it. When you play for the love of the game and not just a point, you know what I mean? You're going to enjoy the process either way. So I always enjoyed making music before the money came, regardless. And I ain't started making money until a couple years ago. But before then, I just enjoyed making music. So I just hope with my legacy, people see the grind that I put in and that I put in a lot of work to keep my name afloat, and that Mike Hardy is a name that every up and coming artist should know and want to look up to for sure.
Been doing nothing but great things in his career. And I just want to say I appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me, man. You keep doing what you do, man. Keep being great. You know what I'm saying? Because one day you're going to be super big with the interviews as well. Mad love to you and wishing nothing but success. Yes, sir.